discussion of attitude, attitudinal rejuvenation. That if we must achieve restructuring, the first thing that has to be restructured is the attitude of the people. So does that in any way relate to what you are talking about?
Yes. You see, you cannot restructure Nigeria when you still come as a tribal leader.
Okay.
You cannot restructure Nigeria when you come as a religious leader. You come as a Nigerian leader. That is to say, you detribalize yourself.
Okay.
You de-religionize yourself.
Okay.
Then you find out that when you start relating with people irrespective of their tribes and their religion, and you are able to move people, they will follow you. They asked Abraham Lincoln, how have you been able to lead the Americans? He took a thread and he pushed it on top of his table, and the thread came together. Then he stayed in front and pulled the thread, and the thread straightened out and followed him. When you push people, you will find out that they will come together. I'll give you an example. You take like the Igbos, for example.
Yes.
The Igbos feel marginalized, and they rightly feel marginalized. People have made derogatory statements against the Igbos based, even from the leadership, based on the experiences of civil war. Why don't we, for example, if I happen to be the present president and the leadership of the APC and the leadership of the PDP, let's zone the presidency to the southeastern part. Let an Igbo man become president.
Really?
Even in this same system. You will discover all this agitation for IPOB and all that you have deflated it.
What about the Boko Haram?
The Boko Haram.
Yes.
Let me tell you the issue with Boko Haram. The problem of Boko Haram started with extrajudicial killing of their leader. Their leader was arrested and he was extrajudicially executed. Then the people took up arms. They took up arms to fight against the state apparatus. Now, why is it that the people are going to sell fuel to Boko Haram? Why is it that people are going to charge funds for Boko Haram? They don't have faith in the state. They don't belong to the government. They don't feel that the government belongs to them. They feel more aligned to their religious inclination. Because before now, people came up as Buhari came with a religious card, frankly speaking. He came with a religious card, frankly speaking. In the beginning, surrounded himself with his cohorts from the same place, and people saw it as a Fulanization. Even the present APC chairman was saying that if you can defend spare part dealers, and he was most probably referring to the Igbo nation, because they predominantly sell spare parts. If you can defend banks, he was most probably referring to the Yoruba nation, because they own banks. He said, then you should defend Fulani herdsmen. We are not saying you should kill herdsmen, but no banker stays in the bush to destroy people's farms. No spare parts dealer goes to the farm to destroy people's products. So you must be in such a way that you don't whip up ethnic sentiments, religious sentiments. So as a leader, if you are able to be firm, the Boko Haram issue, if we want to defeat Boko Haram, in 6 months we will do it.
I agree with you.
You know why?
No.
Some of these generals that have been arrested, money that were diverted from the prosecution of the war, were used to build petrol stations, say an unnamed general. Publish his name. We see monies that were supposed to be used to do things for our soldiers, buy stuff for our soldiers, were diverted to go and do other things. Buying Super Tucano aircraft will not turn AK-47 to AK-49.
That's true.
Why can't we buy superior ammunition? Why can't we motivate our soldiers? I saw our soldiers soaking Gary in the forest.
It's terrible.
I saw our soldiers crying for water in the forest.
Yes.
So if you mobilize these young men, do massive recruitment, take the soldiers you are using to harass people in Delta State, in Lagos State, let's mobilize to the north and face these people man to man. We will crush them.
I agree with you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It's quite informative, I must confess to you. But coming back now, you recall the topic is, if you were the president of Nigeria, what would you do differently? Now, some people hold the view that the problem of Nigeria is systemic. That there's a system that has been built already, that when people come in, they just follow the system. And there's a cloud of people you know, that are conditioned to follow. That's the leadership conditioned to follow this system.
Yes.
Where no matter how good you are, that the moment you come into power, the system absorbs you and the story remains the same. Do you agree with that?
I agree to an extent.
Okay.
Because you see, like the APC now. I'm sorry, I'm using the APC as a system.
Okay.
They've done consensus to pick a chairman. So all other opinions are silenced.
Okay.
Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes.
The next thing is that the presidential candidate, by consensus, they're also going to pick a presidential candidate, and every other dissenting voice is silenced.
I agree with you.
So there is a system and a cabal of people who are interested in raping Nigeria, destroying the nation for their self-aggrandizement. But now, if we deliberately design a system that I have shared severally,
yes,
and which I want to share with you now.
Great.
If we deliberately devise a 6-man presidential council, okay, that is based on the 6 geopolitical zones. Now, we have northeast, northwest, north central, we have southwest, south-south, southeast.
Yes.
Let's not have national parties. If we don't have national parties, we have broken the system that has existed before. So the cabal from the north cannot affect the cabal from the south. The cabal from the south cannot go to the north to go and influence. So you have south-south, southeast, southwest. Elect a president each from those zones. Then have a 6-man presidential council.
Okay.
When you have this 6-man presidential council, every segment of this nation will be sending their best candidates to that council. Are you following what I'm saying?
Very well, very well.
And then allocate portfolios.
Okay.
Not now one man is president, one man is the same minister for petroleum. Now somebody imported petroleum that is defective. Nobody is holding any person. Nobody is holding any person responsible. One of the presidential council members will be in charge of works. Another will be in charge of housing. Another will be in charge of petroleum resources, finance, external affairs, defense, and internal affairs. The resultant effect is that there is spread of power to the different regions.
Okay.
And so within a space of 12 years, power will have rotated around all the regions, and then you will not have deprivation. I will scrap the Senate. Because the Senate is just duplicating efforts.
Okay.
With a 6-man presidential council, House of Representatives, we don't need a Senate. Look at the Senate. It's former governors that go there and sit as if they are sitting in their palace. When somebody is debating, they are walking all over the place. I will scrap it out. The Senate is too expensive. Because one of the things I will do is to reduce cost of governance.
Okay.
And to reduce cost of governance, you must reduce cost of elections.
Okay.
So with political parties limited only to the regions, this idea of coming to campaign from the north and all that, and trying to impose your will upon people in a particular area. Do you know that a local government chairman in Ughelli North was determined by somebody in Benue State?
For real?
Yes. The man is late now.
Jesus Christ.
It was somebody from Benue State in the PDP then that determined who became local government chairman in Ughelli North. And so he is a servant to that man. If we break this control,
yes,
we will now have the best candidates. And let me tell you, if a president is not functioning from a zone, his people can withdraw him. They can recall him.
Great.
So one man cannot hold us